Hello guys, this is Silva here again. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys another powerful boom and crash strategy that you can use to scalp the market, okay? So without wasting much of our time, I'm going to quickly share with you guys the indicator setup, and then after that I'll be explaining how the strategy works, okay? So we are going to be clicking on this F icon first. After clicking on that, we search for our moving average, all right, which is the first indicator here. Okay, so you click on this plus icon, you search for your moving average, you make the period 25, the shift is 0, the method is exponential, the apply to is close, all right, the level you leave it as it is, time frame is all time frame. Now the style you make the color blue, and the pixel you make it 3. Okay, after that you click on done. All right, so the next indicator is still a moving average. All right, so you click on this plus icon again, you search for your moving average, you make the period 1, the shift is 0, method is simple, apply to is close, the level you leave it as it is, time frame is all time frame, the style you make it color red, 3 pixel, and you click on done. Okay, now the last indicator we have here, which is the relative strength index. For you to add it, you click on this main window plus icon again, you search for your moving average, you search for the relative strength index, you click on it. Okay, the period you make it 6, apply to is close, the level you make it 15 and 85, you make the color blue, 3 pixel, you click on done. All right, now on the style you make it color black, 1 pixel, and then you click on done. Okay, so once you have set everything correctly as I've just explained, you are going to have a screen like this one here. Okay, now this strategy is all about divergence. Okay, now I will be explaining what divergence is, all right, in the most simplest form ever. Okay, now divergence is when you see the price and the indicator going to a different direction. Okay, now as you can see here on the main chart, you can see that there was a spike here and also a spike here. All right, now you can see this spike is higher than the previous one. All right, so this one here is higher, which is supposed to be showing the same thing on the indicator, but here on the indicator you can see that the first spike here was touching the 85 level, and the previous this one here, which is supposed to be longer than this one and this previous structure here in the indicator window, is now shorter. Okay, it's not up to this level anymore. All right, so you can see that they are facing different direction. Here is facing up and here is now facing down. All right, so whenever you want to apply this divergence method with this strategy, you make sure that whenever there's a spike and this black line here is at the 90 level, you are going to be watching out for the next spike that will come. Right, if it's spike and this black line is not up to the 85 level, then that is a divergence being formed. All right, and it's going to play a very important role. All right, so now whenever this happens, just know that you are going to wait for price to cross below the blue line here. All right, so once price gets below the blue line, you are to pick 5 candles. All right, you pick 5 candles and then you exit the market. Okay, now this is something that happened here. You can see here is facing up and here is facing down. All right, and this one here is touching the 85 level, which is the blue line, and here it's unable to touch it. All right, it's now facing down, whereas this one here is above, it has surpassed this previous level. All right, the spike is longer than this previous one. All right, which is also supposed to reflect here, but it's not happening like that. All right, that is called divergence. Okay, so whenever you observe and you see this kind of thing happening in the market, then you take opportunity of it. Okay, you take advantage of it. All right, now I'll be showing you guys another example again where this thing happened. Okay, so that you understand what I'm trying to explain here. All right, so here is another example. in the market. You can see previously there was a spike which appear here on the indicator window that price has gotten to the overbought level. All right, you can see this long spike here. Now price came down again. You can see here price came down. It showed here on the indicator window, and then there was another spike again. All right, there was another spike. This one here on the main chart is longer than this one, but here on the indicator window, the second spike here that appear is not up to this level. All right, you can see that they are now going their different direction. All right, so whenever you see something like this, you take advantage of it. You can see this one is facing down here. All right, and here on the indicator window, you can see that this here is facing up. All right, this one is facing down, going to the downside, and this one is going to the upside, which means divergence has occurred. Okay, now you take advantage of this kind of situation. Whenever you see it, immediately you wait for the red line here to cross below the blue line, which is price crossing below the support and resistance zone here. All right, so if it crosses and close below this blue line, immediately you go in for 5 candles. You pick your 5 candles and you exit the market. Okay, so one thing I want you to know is that whenever this divergence happen, right, and price crosses below this area, you must get your 5 candles. Okay, so make sure you observe it carefully. Whenever it happen, you go into the market, you pick your 5 candles, and then you exit. Okay, it doesn't happen all the time, but whenever it happen, it's very powerful. Okay, so take note of this, guys. Now I'll show you guys another example again where this happened. You can see here there's no divergence here. There was a spike, right? It showed here, and also there was another spike which is longer than this previous one. Also in the indicator window, you can see that this here is longer than this, so it's not a divergence. So don't take advantage of this kind of situation. All right, make sure you wait for the divergence to happen and then you take advantage of it. Okay, now you can see there's another divergence here again, and this one actually worked out. Okay, you can see here is facing down, right, and on the main chart here it's facing up, going to their different direction. So you wait for it to cross successfully below the blue line. So once you see the crossing, all right, so once you see the red line below the blue line, you go in immediately and you pick your 5 candles. All right, you pick your 5 candles and then you exit the market. All right, it's as simple as that, guys. It's as simple as that. So make sure you practice very well with this strategy, and once you see that it's working for you, you can go in and trade with your hard-earned money. Okay, all right, guys, so you can see there is another divergence here. All right, you can see on the indicator window, you can see here is facing down, right, and on the main chart, on the main chart you can see that the arrow is facing up, right, while on the indicator window you can see that the arrow is facing down, which means the price and the indicator are going to a different direction, right, which is divergence. All right, they are disagreeing. All right, now whenever you see this kind of thing, you wait for this red line here, which is price, to cross below the blue line, right. So once it crosses below the blue line, you go in for your 5 candles and then you exit the market. All right, it's as simple as that. Okay, so what I want you guys to do now is to make sure you backtest very well with this strategy, and once you see it's working for you, then you can put in your hard-earned money and start trading with this strategy. Okay, you start making money with this strategy. Okay, so I think that's going to be all for this one. I've given you guys some example to show that this really works. Okay, so it's up to you now to practice with it and master it. Okay, so I think that's going to be all for this video. I'll be drawing the curtain now. For those of you who are just coming across my channel for the first time, please make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that whenever I post a powerful strategy like this, you get notified immediately. Okay, so for those of you who have not yet joined my Telegram channel, the link is in the description of this video. Make sure to join and your life will never remain the same. Okay, before I go, I want to quickly remind you guys about the powerful boom and crash strategy which I've been giving to my subscribers. Okay, it's a VIP strategy for growing as little as a $5 account. Okay, So if you want the strategy and you're interested, you check the description of this video. You're going to see my WhatsApp contact there. Make sure to message me and we'll discuss on how you get the strategy. Okay, it's a very powerful strategy. Even a beginner can use the strategy I'm talking about. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Silver out.